Brad, Dick Goss with the Joliet Herald News. Carl talked about the first half or so of this race and how much he enjoyed racing you. Would you have gotten more out of this day? Would you have come out of it with even more of a high had this gone down the wire and you beat him at the wire or something? Or did you really enjoy the way this one played out?
I was quite happy with the way it played out. It was a lot less stressful the way it played out.
Yeah, he said he really had a good time.
I did too. I mean, I had a couple times where I was frustrated, but that's good. That's good racing, you know. It reminds me when I was little playing video games with my brother, and we'd be downstairs just screaming, "That's bullshit!" And we'd be playing up against each other, where it was like football or racing or whatever. And my mom would come downstairs and tell us, "Shut that thing off! You guys are out of control." I'm like, no, we're having fun. And here we were, as angry as hell. But the fun is knowing that it's demanding 100% of you. And so yeah, racing Carl demands 100% out of me, and I respect him and appreciate racing against him accordingly.
Brad Keselowski today, too, posted a perfect driver rating of 150. Perfect driver rating of 150 in today's race. Let's go to Kenny and then Jim. Sorry, Jim. Kenny, my cue first.
Kenny Bruce will Sing Daily. Todd, how much did having someone other than Brad in the car for a couple of races affect the team? Either, did it give you guys a chance to look at, what somebody else would do in there, maybe new ideas or anything like that? And for Brad, if you could talk about dealing with the lap cars out there, I know that seemed to be a sticking point for you at one point in the race.
Go ahead.
I would say that the transition of drivers after Brad's injury was seamless. Obviously, the first weekend we had Sam Hornish Jr., who's part of the Penske stable, been racing in the 12 car, and did a fabulous job today in it with Allied Truck Parts. So it was fairly seamless. We just continued to build our program. And I think the biggest thing it did for our race team was it made us realize that we can do this, and that it's obviously when Brad hops in the seat, it's bonus time. It's the talent level. But we put Sam in, and we led Iowa with a pretty dominating situation until we run something over and cut a tire. Kurt's stats at Watkins Glen were phenomenal to start with. So another Penske driver, another guy that's within the realm. And then Jacques up in Montreal, that's his home racetrack. So we just continued to build race cars like we've been building them all along. Continued to think about the philosophical side of what you do with a race car, the same way that we've kind of evolved to. So probably for the team, it just gave everybody confidence that we can build good race cars and continue to compete with them. And then it was really cool to get Brad back.
You were asking about lap cars? Yeah.
Can I cover this now?
I don't really have anything nice to say, so I probably shouldn't say anything at all, right? It's just, the last few weeks have been frustrating from that perspective. It's tough because there's obviously the story of the have and the have-nots, and that's okay. When I came into this series, I was a have-not, and I will always respect those out there accordingly who are have-nots. And I guess my wish is that that respect was reciprocal. Where you don't run those guys over knowing that that's probably their only car, knowing that they drove the team van 1,000 miles to get here, and they don't even have time to fix it if it does get tore up. I know, I've been there. I know that deal. And I respect each and every one of those guys accordingly. And so you ask back of them, by racing them exceptionally clean, leaving them extra room, that they do the same for you. And when they don't, I guess my experience as a have-not comes out, and I say, look, I know it's possible. I know it's possible to not tear your stuff up and not put the leaders in a position to wreck each other or you, and yet you still choose to do so. And it's that experience, and combined with the fact that it's really hosed me over a couple times in the race as of late, that very much frustrates me.
Over here, Jim, and then we'll go to John. Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Brad, this is kind of a follow-up question to Jenna, but one of the things that the common refrain that people offer about the not running both series is that something about perhaps you could be focusing on the chase today, or you
Sure.
could be focusing on the Cup, if it wasn't the chase, the Cup race. Let's pretend for a second that you weren't running today. What is it we're supposed to believe that you would be doing to focus on the chase if you weren't in the race car today?
That's a really good question. That's what I find myself wondering, because here was a day today where the only activity on track for the Cup car was the quite frankly about 45 seconds of qualifying, for me at least. So I can be a talker and I have a lot to say sometimes outside of the race car, but there's not a lot I could have said in the team meeting today after qualifying, after 45 seconds of action. So, yes, I don't know how to answer it. Now, in years past where you might have had happy hour on a day like today with the old schedule, then yes, it is a pain in the ass, because you have drivers meetings and you're running back and forth between cars and so forth, and you miss either practice, or you miss time in the driver's meeting, or you miss the debrief, or you miss this or whatever. But hell, with this new schedule the way it is, to be quite honest, I don't know, other than working on my suntan, I guess. Maybe bicycle ride with Max Pappas, or I don't know. I'm out of ideas, so I'd rather be in the race car. I don't golf, so I wouldn't be doing that.
Go ahead, John.
Brad, of the two victories coming into this race and the top 10 finishes that you've had, is there a race that you remember this year that has made a difference in the confidence level that you're speaking about right now? Is there a race that you can put your finger on?
Well, I mean, there's several races where I felt like we built off of and became stronger as a team. I felt the first Bristol race, we finished like 18th. But the first Bristol race, I felt like was the first race where we had a car, other than a plate track, where we had a car that had a shot at winning the race. And something happened where a car blew up in front of us and we got wrecked like lap 15. And we spent the whole rest of the race like 3 or 4 laps down. And got back on the lead lap on a 500 lap race with like 15 to go and finished 18th. But that was a race where we built a lot of confidence. I think the All-Star race weekend, being able to transfer into the from the Open to the big race, that was a confidence booster for sure. And we came back the next week and were able to qualify in the pole. And then I felt like the win at Kansas, that was good for us as a team, obviously, as all wins are, and then of course the win at Pocono, Bristol. I mean, there's been several moments. It's like we have a good moment and we're able to capitalize on it and move forward, and we've been able to take the bad moments and shake them off. And there's been a lot of good moments this year. It's a year to be thankful for, as far as I'm concerned.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Brad, Todd was talking about the phone call you made 10:40 last night. Was that a case that at that point you were studying? I guess you probably watched the truck race and back in the coach studying, or was it just something that a couple things you were doing something else and a couple things kind of popped in your head? Is that late hour a normal study time for you, or can you just kind of
Well, I don't go to sleep early, Dustin. No, I just, obviously the truck team is something that I'm involved in as well with Parker Kligerman, and spent some time talking to him and asking him what he thought of his truck and what he needed to be better. And what he did to be better during the weekend, and just kind of back checking. I like to back check things, and it was good. It's good to be able to come up with some stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to make our cars better as a team and make our company better.
There was an idea you saw from the truck race.
Sure. Yep.
And it actually, I mean, in the conversation we had, made our race car better today.
Any additional question? Brad, Todd, congratulations, and continue best wishes. And Brad, certainly good luck tomorrow in the first race.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. Thanks, bud. Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Good luck tomorrow, man.
Thank you very much.